Hello students, welcome to this session on development of lateral surfaces of solids. In today's class, we'll be discussing on the development of cylinders. As you know, cylinder comes under the category of parallel line development method because when you take a cylinder, in top view it is a circle and in front view you know that this is the height of the cylinder, and when you open it out for development, remember it will become a rectangle, and this rectangle will have a length of pi d, pi times the diameter of the base, and height of the development will be the height of the cylinder itself. Remember, this is an example of parallel line method. So what you need to do is first draw the circle in top view such that the cylinder is resting on base, then write its front view, and then depending upon the position you need to cut it and just take the development by using parallel line method. With this fundamental concept, let us try to solve two problems in today's class involving development of lateral surfaces of cylinder. In the first problem, we are looking at develop the lateral surfaces of the cylinder of 40 millimeter diameter and height 60 millimeter, which is cut in the following way. He has given you the front view like this. See, this is a cylinder of 40 millimeter diameter and it is of course resting on its base on HP. So first step, you draw the very basic thing for every problem is to draw XY line as a thin continuous line, mark clearly VP and HP. And now this is a simple case of a cylinder resting on its base. So top view will be a circle of diameter 40 millimeters. So draw a circle of 40 millimeter diameter in top view. This represents the cylinder resting on its base on HP. And of course you should not make it dark in the first step, remember, because some portions could be removed, but in this problem I am sure that this is completely visible, will be retained, and therefore I have made the top view dark. Dimension this diameter clearly, saying that this is a circle of diameter 40 millimeters, so 540. Okay, once you get this, take the projector up from the end tangents and these lines which are tangential to the circle, and he says height of the cylinder is 40 millimeters. This is given in the view because he has clearly said that which is cut in the following way. So this is given to you in front view. This is of 60 millimeter diameter, 60 millimeter height. Then this line goes at an angle of 45 degree. Further, this is 45 degree with respect to horizontal. Now it goes at an angle of 60 degree to vertical, means 30 degrees to horizontal. It comes down. From this side, it is truncated at an angle of 30 degrees to HP. So this is the retained portion of the cylinder, and for this you need to write the development. So clearly dimension the information given to you. He has clearly said that this angle is 45 degree, okay, and the angle with respect to vertical of the right side section plane is 60 degree. 60 degree to vertical means 30 degrees to horizontal. The height of the solid is 60 millimeter. So dimension this, and that completes the front view and top view of the given cylinder, and this is of course 30 degree. Now when you open out the development, you know the length of the development will be the perimeter of the top view, that is it will be equal to pi times 40. So calculate the perimeter of this which is pi into 40, and that comes out to be 125.6, which you can say approximate it as 126 millimeters. So now you know the length of the development is 126 millimeters and the height of the cylinder is 60 millimeters. Therefore, take a reference point, draw a rectangle whose base is equal to the perimeter of top view, which is 126 millimeter. Height of course is 60 millimeters, and therefore the development of the cylinder is a simple rectangle whose height is equal to the height of the cylinder and base is equal to pi d, the perimeter of the circle. So this gives you the basic development. But you know that the cylinder is cut by three section planes, one here and the other two here. Let us try to focus on this bottom section plane, and for that it is better you divide the circle into some number of parts. Preferably 12 is advisable, means 30-degree divisions you do it. Horizontal diameter, this is vertical diameter. Then you draw a 30-degree line with respect to vertical and another 30-degree line with respect to horizontal. Similarly, you repeat it this side, 30-degree line, and of course the 60-degree line. Don't make these lines dark. They are thin continuous line, only used for construction purpose. Suppose I name only the top set of points, say A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H, I, J, K and L. 12 divisions. And now you can also locate these points in top view. Remember, bottom set of points is A1, B1, C1, D1. I am not naming all the points. Let us just focus only on the top set of points. Therefore, this will become A dash and this point will become B dash, and behind that B dash is L dash, and then you have this as this point as C dash bracket K dash. Then you have this one as D dash bracket J dash. Then this is E dash bracket I dash. Then this is F dash bracket H dash, and this is G dash. Now if you cut open this solid with respect to edge, an imaginary, there is no edge, this is a generator passing through A. Let us open it about A. Therefore this is A, it should close at A. But since you have divided the circle into 12 parts, that means the development length also has to be divided into 12 parts. Now to divide this length of 126 millimeters into 12 parts, you just draw an arbitrary line at some angle to your convenience. Take some value, say 8 mm, 10 mm, something. Around that you take it and cut 12 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step out 5 times. Let's say 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. The remaining length is not of any use to us. Now you just adjust your mini drafter to align it along this line. Align it along this line. Passing through 12 here, it should go and meet this point. Now once you set your mini drafter to this angle, just tighten the knob just draw parallel lines to this. So when you draw a parallel line to this, from here you get this point. From 10 if you draw it, you will get this point. From 9 if you draw it, it will get this point. From 8, from 7, these are all parallel lines. From 6, from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how you have been able to divide 126 into 12 equal parts using geometrical approach, because 126 by 12 may not be exactly divisible. It depends upon the value of pi d. Once you do this, remember these are all construction lines. Erect these generators as a thin continuous line from each of these divisions. Don't directly divide this line. Use this approach of arbitrary angle. This approach is very, very important. Okay. Now you name all these points. A, this is B, C, D, E, F, G, H. They are all capital letters. I, J, K, L, and back to A. So it started with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and it should end back at A. Similarly, you have this set of points here, A1, B1, C1, D1, which you need not name it at all. Now, let us try to locate the section points of this bottom cutting plane. So this one is generator A dash, A1 dash. So it is cut here with section point 1 dash. Now as you move along this direction, it cuts the generator BB1 at section point 2 dash, generator through C at section point 3 dash, generator through D at section point 4 dash, generator through E at section point 5 dash, through F 6 dash, through G 7 dash. Now you have completed all the section points on the visible generators, and now you need to come back in the invisible portion. Remember, this is 7 is only one generator here, GG1, and now if you come back, there is generator HH1, and that will give you 8 dash, and then on II1 generator you have 9 dash, and here on J you have 10 dash, and on K you have 11 dash, and here 12 dash. So that way all the generators are cut, and therefore you will have 12 section points. Now if you try to locate these points, remember, if by taking 12 division, I have got 12 divisions here. Someone may take only 8 divisions and they will get 8 divisions. None of these lines are folding edges, and therefore should not be made thick continuous line. They are just construction lines, and they have to be thin. Now 1 dash on the development is on the vertical generator through AA1. Remember, it is everything is on true length line here. So directly project it here, and you will get this point as 1 in the development, and again here also it will be 1. Next, 2 is on generator BB1. Remember, this is 2. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They are all on those generators in top view. You need not name those points in the top view because directly you can transfer it. 2 is on B. So when you take 2 here, remember it is parallel line method, you get 2 here, and 12 is on L. So directly project it with along the mini drafter horizontal scale. If you project it, you get here 12. Then 3 and 11 are on C and K. So project 3 directly here onto C. So this is 3 and onto the other generator at the back, which you can just try to make it as on 11, which is on K generator, and it is 11. Similarly 4 and 10 is on D generator and J generator. So 4 and 10 you project it here onto D generator and J generator. So this will give you 10 and this will give you 4. And 5 and 9 are, remember, on E generator and I generator. So 5 and 9 is on E generator and the generator through I. So this is 9. 6 and 8 are on F and H generator. So project it here onto F and this one is H. So this is 7, this is 8 and 6, and now 7 is on generator G. So if you project it here, you will get this generator 7. Remember, that way you are able to locate all the section points of the bottom section plane. You want to be clear, you can even make it thick continuous line with a smooth curve. Remember, this has to be a smooth continuous curve. It passes through all these points. It has to pass through all these points as a single curve. So after locating point number 7 on generator G, next go to 8 is already located, and therefore you can draw a smooth curve. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are located. Draw a smooth curve passing through all these points. Remember, there should not be any discontinuity even in slope. Here, this should be a smooth curve. Should be a single one, no discontinuity in slope. Similarly, let us try to concentrate on the section points here. Remember, these are two section planes now here. So start with this. We have concluded with section point 12. So this is section point 13 on A, section point 14 dash on B generator, 15 dash on C generator, 16 dash on D generator, then you have 17 dash on E generator, 18 dash on F generator, and 19 dash on G dash, that is G generator. And coming down on the invisible backside generators, it will be 19 dash, sorry, this is 19 dash is over, so 20 dash, and here you have 21 dash, and here 22 dash. Remember, at the junction of two section planes, there should be a section point in the front and there should be a section point at the back, irrespective of whether there is an edge or a generator of our reference. So 22 dash, this is 23 dash, and this one is 24 dash, and this one is, that's all. So 24 dash is the last section point. So transfer these points onto the respective locations in the development. For example, 13 is on A, so directly you can mark this as 13 and end here also at 13. Then 14 and 24 is on B and L. So 14, you take the projector from here, this is 14, and the other side 24. So if you project it here, remember it has to be on L, and this is 24. This is 14 and 24. Okay. Next, come to this section points 15 and 23, it is on C as well as K. So 15 you project it here. So this is 15 on C and this one is 23 on K. And then come to this point, there is 16 and 22. 16 is on D and 22 is on J. So project this here. It's on D 16 and on J 22nd. Then 17 and 21 are on these generators through E and I. So 17 and 21, take projector from here. So this is 17 and this one is 21. So 17 and 21 is over. So now you have 18 and 20. Remember, if you look into here, it comes on F and H. So you need to observe this point. It comes on F and H. So project it here on to F. So 18 and H is 20. And then the last one is on generator G, that if you project it here on to G, it will give you 90. Now you know all the section points. It should go through this. See the numbering order, visible and then invisible, 13, 14, 15, 16. Goes like this way, 17, 19, then it comes like this, and then it needs to be a smooth curve, okay, like this. So you need to be locating these points carefully. And now complete the development. So it starts with this, it goes this way, comes down like this, this way, passing through all the points in the order. And now the boundary is always visible. So this should be a thick continuous line and this should be a thick continuous line. Remember, these are all just construction lines. Don't think of the generators being continuous thick. They are not folding edges. It has got a slope continuity when you fold it also. And one more point that is missed out here is always represent axis with long, short, long, short, long, thin dash. That completes the development taken in problem number 1 under cylinders parallel line method. Now we'll consider the second problem on development of cylinders. It says figure shows the front view of a model of a steel chimney of diameter 60 millimeter made of a thin sheet metal fitted over an inclined roof. Develop the portion of the chimney. This is the problem given to you. Front view is given. Remember, it is a cylinder of diameter 60 millimeter. So step 1, as in any problem, draw a thin continuous line, mark XY, mark VP, HP. Then he says it is a cylinder of 60 millimeter diameter. Therefore, you can draw a circle of 60 millimeter diameter. So dimension this. .560 representing diameter. Then if you take the end projectors here, and you can now complete the front view. Take this for a height of 55 mm, top face, bring it down to 45 mm, then draw this line such that this included angle is 120 degrees. So he says this included angle is 120 degrees. That means this is going to be 60 degree, because 120 symmetry, this is 60, therefore this is alternative angle, and therefore it is 60 to vertical. So draw a 60 degree line from here, draw this is 60 degree, and therefore this is 30 degree line. Draw this line at 30 degree from here, draw this line at 30 degrees to horizontal or 60 degrees to vertical, and you get this point. That completes the front view of this. Remember, this is the axis point. So here long, short, long, short, long, short, thin dash. It's a thin line and not a thick line. To complete the basic development, remember, you need to calculate the development length and pi d. So pi into 60, 3.14 into 60 will give you 161.67, or I can say approximately 162 millimeters. So draw the basic development for a length of, height is parallel line method, therefore the height of this is equal to 55 millimeters. Draw this rectangle for a length of 162 millimeters. Don't make this thick, it has to be a thin line. And this completes the basic development. But the problem here is, this is a thatched inclined roof, and on this chimney should sit, and therefore I have to locate the section points on this section planes. So therefore we will divide this circle into 12 parts, one horizontal line, one vertical diameter, then a 30 degree combination line on either side, and then a 60 degree line like this, and here also a 60 degree line like this. Don't make these lines dark, it has to be a thin line. Name the points. Let me name only the points at the top: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and back to A. 12 divisions. If you take 30 degree, okay, it's advisable to take 12 divisions. Now I need to locate these 12 points also here. So therefore you need to divide this line, this rectangle with base of 162 millimeters into 12 divisions. For that you draw an arbitrary line at some angle, a line of arbitrary length and arbitrary angle. This can be 30, 50, 45, whatever it is. Draw it at some arbitrary value. Take some approximate thing on the divider. Maybe you can take, say, 15 mm or 14 mm. Step it up 12 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I get this point. This is my 12th division, and therefore if you want to number it, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, this is 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Okay. Now once you do this, you need to just draw a line with your mini drafter scale aligned along this to the 12th division, to the end point of this development. You just draw this line and simply draw parallel lines to this from 11th division. If you do it, you get this line. From 10th, you get this line, this like this. You do it for all these points. Once you set your mini drafter to this position, clamp the pivot, automatically clamp the scale, automatically you can easily draw this set of parallel lines. Okay, and that will give you the 12 generators. This draw a vertical generator through these points. So generator here, one generator here, one generator here, generator here, draw all these generators so that you divide this rectangle into 12 rectangles. It's commented here. Okay, now this is construction part. Don't make it anything continuous thick. We'll just name only the top points. So here it is A dash. You will take the projectors from all this B and G. This is the generator. There is no question of making it thick. Name all these generators in front of you: A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash, G dash, bracket, H dash, I dash, J dash in bracket, K dash in bracket, IJK, and last one is L dash. Okay, avoid writing this on the figure, better you write it above. Now the top surface is not cut at all, therefore there is no question of any section points. Name these points also on the development. Suppose if I cut it open about generator AA1, so this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and then L, and then back. So it starts with A, 12 divisions, therefore it should end with L, A, so that when you close it, it will be back. Now let us try to identify the section points here. So start with this cutting plane, section point 1 dash on A, generator through B, 2 dash, generator through C, 3 dash, generator through D, 4 dash. And I told you a very important thing: whenever two section plane meets, whether there is a generator or not, there should be two section points, one visible and one invisible. So therefore this is going to be our 5 dash, and then coming down on this generator is 6 dash, this is 7 dash, and this is 8 dash. Coming back, 7 dash, behind 7 dash is 9 dash, behind 6 is 10 dash, and remember here junction of two section plane, one at the front and one at the back, so this should be 11 dash. Here 12 dash at the back, that means it's on generator J. Then here on K 13 dash, and here 14 dash. Remember 12 section points are on the generators, but this point is very, very important. There is no generator passing through this under construction here, and therefore, but you should take care of these two extra points coming in this problem. Now if you start shifting it, 1 is on generator AA1, so directly I can mark this as section point 1 on the development and 1 here. Next, 2 and 14 are on B and L. So you project this onto B and L. So if you take it to the other side, you can see that it is on L. So this is now 2 here, 2 and 14. So this is 2 and this is 14. Next, 3 and 13 are on C and K. So project this onto C and this one onto K. So you get 3 and 13. 4 and 12 is on this generator D and J. So 4 and 12 you project it here onto D and onto this J. Remember 4 is here and 12 is here in top view. Okay, next 5 and 11 are not on any of our generators under consideration. So I'll come to 5 and 11 later. 6 and 10 is on E and I. So 6 and 10, if you project it here, this is 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and the other one is 6 and 10. 6 is on E and 10 is on I. So this is 10. Okay, and then 7 and 9 are on E and H. So 7 and 9, if I project it somewhere here, 7 and 9. If you observe, 7 is on E. Did I make a mistake? 7 is on E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and 9 is at I. Eight is on G. I'll come back to this. Eight is on G. Seven and 9 are on F and H. 7 and 9. 7 and 9 is here. 7 and 9 is here. So I need to focus on the other 2 points, which is 5 and 11, that you can see is not on any of these generators, neither on A, B, C, D or so. But if you carefully observe this location of 5, see when I project it down, it comes here and therefore this is 11, and when you bring it down here, I'll get this point as 5. So it is not on any generators, but observe this 5, generator through 5 is between D and D. You just try to take approximately the chord distance here, but from the nearest point. If you do it from D, you are taking this distance, but if you are doing it from E, you are taking this distance. So therefore there is less error if you take it from the reference point, nearer point, and if you measure it, this comes approximately as say 5 mm. So measure this distance from E between E and D. So between E and D, at 5 mm introduce a generator. Remember, this distance should be 5. That you have measured it here. Remember, this arc length is taken as chord length. That is an error. Similarly, between I and J, 5 mm from I. So from I and J, 5 mm from I. So you need to just take it. Any problem, whenever you don't have a generator passing through the point under consideration, extend, project it onto top view. You have a known generator. From there, you nearest to generator, you take the distance, mark those 2 generator, And now project 5. 5 should go on to this point on the 5 mm line, and if I take it further here, it should go to this and I'll get 11. So this is the extra step that you do it. Any problem, if you want to locate a point which is not passing through any generator, project it onto top view, take this distance between E and D nearer to E. So between D and E nearer to E, mark this, on that you transfer that point, and therefore you are in a position to locate all these points. So draw a smooth curve passing through this point. And remember, it has to be a smooth curve, no double tangent points. Make it continuously thick, passing through all these points. It should be a smooth transition here. Then the boundaries to be continuous thick. And this is the development of the steel chimney. Okay, so that when you fold it back, it comes here, and if this is the roof with an inclined part, then you can mount it. A small discussion here is on some problems like this, where suppose I take an example of a circle cylinder of some diameter. In front view it is like this. Now if this is cut either by a circular hole or a square hole, that if I take an example of a circular hole of some diameter, remember when you divide this into 12 equal parts, preferably at 30-degree lines, and when you do this, take the generator here, you get 2 section points here as well as here. You take this generator, you get 2 section points here and here. You take this through this section points, you get 2 here and here. But the next generator is here and it is not cut by the circle. Here also it is not cut by the circle. But it is very important for you to locate this change of direction along the horizontal line. Therefore, when you name it, this should be your section point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, another set at the back, but you need not number it. Now, all these section points can be directly projected onto the respective generators here. Suppose I take it as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So the same points you can think of locating it here, and you know how to divide this into 12 equal parts. And let us try to do a rough sketch of this. This is 2 major parts, one front and one half. In that I have 6 divisions here, and the same thing repeats here also. Now, very important thing is, suppose if I say this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G on the same lines, the other thing, 2 and 3, section point 2 and 8 is along this generator C and K. So if you project it here, it is C, and of course there is K also here. Similarly, 8 is here, 6 and 7 is here on E. Remember, 6 and 4 is on E and I. So on E and I that side I can locate it. 3 and 7 is on D. So I can just take this here, and 7 is here. I can locate these points. Remember, the same set of points do come here also. Okay, I'm not doing this part. Extra thing is how to locate 1 and 5. So to locate 1, you project it down. It is between generator B and C with some distance here. You measure this distance. Suppose if I call this as X between B and C. Between B and C, nearer to C. So if I try to do this, I'll introduce this another generator. Remember, this distance should be X. So that way when you project it here, I'm going to get this point. Same logically, you would have got one more generator here because it is coming on this side. Okay, sorry, here between E and F. So between E and F the same X distance will come. So this is also X, and when you project it here, you get this point, and therefore you need to just focus on making this a smooth curve. Remember, it is not a circle, but it should be a smooth curve, so that when you fold it, this will reduce to a circle in front of you, and the same logic you need to do it here also. Okay, so that's a very important concept. That concludes few problems on development of lateral surfaces of cylinder. Thank you.